All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Uma's Lotus Lounge, a featured stream here on the Meet Me app. Welcome in, guys. It's good to be back. And I have a new show set up for season 4 of this stream. So, for those of you that don't know, I've been running my featured show on the Meet Me app since 2021. Yeah. I just like do the math. Yeah, it was since 2021 I started my featured stream, and it's gone through many changes. And I think like the more I grow with it, the better I'm able to bring you guys information that I feel is going to be really good. So for those of you that are watching me live on YouTube, hello. Those of you listening to my podcast recording, hello. And those of you that are watching me live on Meet Me, hola. Welcome in, guys. Thank you for being here. Now, those of you that are watching on the Meet Me app, you guys get a special thing. If you send a 1K gift before the end of the show, at the end of the show, I will do a weekly spirit guidance message for you on how this week is going to go. All right. But that's only for those of you that are on the Meet Me app. Hi. So let's get into it. We're going to first start our show with some affirmations. So for those of you that are watching me live, if you want to put a hello in the comments, I will pull an affirmation for you. Affirmations are just positive words, they're really good to say to yourself, to kind of lift your energy, to put you into a good place. And I like to start the week with positive vibes. I don't know about you guys, but I like to start the week with positive vibes. Heart Lady, hello. Your affirmation is, I am motivated. Now, for those of us that are listening in on the recording, or you're just watching live and listening, you can do these affirmations too. So I'm going to say it and then you repeat it to yourself. Sometimes people like to put their hand on their heart to repeat the affirmations. Okay? So, I am motivated. I trust that I know what is best for me. I am motivated. I trust that I know what is best for me. Wonderful. All right. I saw that Beautiful Crazy said hello. Hello from Canada. Hi. Your message. And for everyone who wants to do it, just put your hand on your heart. I am grateful. I am grateful. Gratitude awakens the good to unfold in my life. I am grateful. Gratitude awakens the good to unfold in my life. That's beautiful. Dave, newcomer Dave, hello. Welcome to you. Your affirmation is, I am magnetic. I am magnetic. I am attracting my wildest dreams with ease and peace. Oh, sounds amazing. That one dude, hello to you as well. I am vibrant. I am vibrant. I honor my boundaries and radiate confidence. I love that. All right, Little Red, hello. Hello. Your message is, I am enough. I am enough. I release the burden of shame, guilt, self-hate, and self-judgment. Oof, that's a beautiful one, right? Let's repeat that one. I release the burden of shame, guilt, self-hate, and self-judgment. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the gifts and the faves. I appreciate you. I saw Amazing. Hi, Amazing. Hello. I am compassionate. I am compassionate. Every person in my life is either a lesson for me or I am a lesson for them. Now, these are great affirmations. Thank you to everybody who participated. I hope that your affirmations feel something for you, and they brought you some joy. All right. Let's move along to our astrology for the week. So, you know, I like to go to different websites to get my astrology information. I am a practicing astrologer, but I'm not a certified astrologer, right? So I am not confident enough to give you a complete, let me tell you what's going on in the cosmos today kind of reading, but I'm confident enough to do like a soul plan reading, which I do. So I leave it to the professionals, right? And the professionals today or this week, we're going to do the week in astrology from Cafe Astrology, all right? Cafe Astrology. So what do you guys need to know about this week? Well, this week, the sun is in Libra, right? Happy birthday to all Libras that are having birthdays this week. Libra rules relationships with others as mirrors of ourselves, okay? Meeting others halfway, compromise, negotiation, all of that comes under the rule of Libra. So the focus this week is going to be on balance, finding balance, harmony through relationships with others. And Libra loves beauty. So there might be people focusing on beauty this week, whether it's self-care or art appreciation, creating art, you know, things like that. Libra is the sign of the peacemaker. So I know we had a really rowdy week last week, astrologically speaking. And I feel that this week, with the harmonious vibes of Libra, we're going to find some of that coming through. Okay. Now, you need to know that Mercury, the planet of communication, is in Libra until October 6th. So when Mercury is in Libra, we are diplomatic, we are friendly. And during this cycle, we bring a more rational approach to one-on-one relationships. So if you find yourself like thinking about the relationships in your life, wondering which ones to keep, which ones to let go of, this would be all under the energy of Libra and Mercury in Libra. You might also be thinking about ways to improve your communication skills, your negotiating skills this week. That makes sense under Mercury in Libra. We also have this week Venus in Virgo. So this is a time when we express our love through practical means and gestures, like running errands, doing detail work, or just being there for our partners, right? Love needs to make sense and have a purpose with Venus in Virgo. One thing you need to know is Virgo is an earth sign, and earth signs are sensual, but the Virgo energy is very practical and mental. So in addition to our romantic natures, what we buy and the types of entertainment we enjoy during this cycle are ruled by whether or not they make sense or serve a practical purpose. All right? Yes, and Savage just walked in the room, big Virgo energy. So that's Venus is in Virgo this week. Yes. And the last thing I want to mention is that Mars is still in Scorpio. Whew, Mars in Scorpio. Mars is driven and focused on getting what it wants. We are persevering, single-minded and strong. The desire to experience emotional debt, as well as the urge to go beyond the surface of life to explore deeper levels of existence is powerful. And we're fascinated with what others tend to repress and are drawn to experiencing and understanding these things. So we can see people approaching important issues this week, right? Maybe some people are kind of attracted to crisis. But you know, crisis can be transformative, right? How many of us have gone through crises in our life and it changed us in some small way? So this energy of Mars and Scorpio tells me that it can also be an intense week, right? Yeah. All right. I think that is it for the astrology this week. We're going to follow that up quickly with your weekly horoscope. So this horoscope is for all the zodiac signs, and this is going to be for Aries through Pisces for the week of September 29th to October 4th. Wow, we have the start of a new month. We have the start of a new month this month. Is everybody ready for that? Right? I think we're all ready for to bring it in. Oh, she did not get the link. Let's see. Sorry guys, I had sent it to Dannea, but she's saying that she did not get the link. So that's interesting. There we go. I found it. Little minor technology glyph, right? New week more crazy, or new month more crazy, right, Savage? New month more crazy. Okay. So now we're going to go into the horoscopes for the week. Can I see all the different zodiac signs in the comments? Put in the comments what your zodiac sign is. Okay. Okay, we have a Libra in the house, Gemini, that's Virgo, that is Leo. I have to like remember, you guys are testing my zodiac knowledge, right? I have to remember the signs. That is Leo. Yes. Okay, so we got everybody's, or not everybody's, we have most people's signs in here. Well, let's start with Aries, right? The first sign of the zodiac. Let's see what's happening. Do we have any Aries here? Let's see what's happening for Aries this week. Aries, how did you experience the tension between Mars and Pluto? Were you able to take action or overwhelmed? With Neptune and Aries, you might feel cast in the role of a victim, yet you can just as easily become a beacon for others because you believe in the good and refuse to despair. Neptune embodies hopes, desires, visions, and a spiritual attitude. So under its influence, Aries people are less combative than usual. They can actually give in or simply let things be without becoming upset. Okay? So this week, you're asked to make use of your network. You have friends who have a better approach to certain topics than you do. So let your friends take the wheel. That is the message for Aries this week. I would love to hear if there's any Aries. I would love to hear how that message resonated. Okay, Taurus. Do we have any Taurus sun, moon, or rising? This is your message for the week. The tension between Mars and Pluto is easing again, so you can breathe a sigh of relief and focus on something more pleasant. With the Sun and Mercury in Libra, they're happy to encourage you. However, Mercury is also in tension with Jupiter in Cancer, so you must cope with strong emotions, okay? Taurus, when something touches you, your mind really gets going, and this will be the case this week. You are still dealing with the after effects of the Mars-Pluto encounter, or an affront or provocation that you still have not yet digested. Venus is in Virgo and reflects your need to understand and classify situations. So this week, Venus has no significant contact with other planets, so she must manage on her own, and this is probably how you feel right now, because Venus is the planet for Taurus, and that's why they were mentioning that. So that is the horoscope for Taurus this week. Do we have any Geminis? I know I'm a Gemini moon, so are there any Gemini sun, moon, and rising in here? Let's see what your week looks like. Heart Lady, okay. With this tension between Mars and Pluto easing, you can finally breathe a sigh of relief. You may feel compelled to discover why someone has to rub salt in the wound and what drives this person to behave that way. The psychological question intrigues you, and your scientific curiosity lets you keep your distance, protecting you from further hurt in the long run. The approach is not new to you, but you are about to perfect it. Wow. Okay. The Sun and Mercury are also in a fellow air sign, which is Libra. So your method works flawlessly this week. Others can learn a great deal from you right now. You may even have the chance to introduce a few people to your science at work or among friends. that would give you a mission. Think about it. It could be important. All right. I hope that message resonates for you, Heart Lady, and to all the Geminis out there. Do we have any Cancers in the building? Any Cancer signs? Well, this is your astrology message this week. The water element is strongly emphasized this week, Cancer. You may feel this physically with more strength than before, or mentally as you assert your will. The focus on water can also make you highly emotional, so you react strongly when something does not suit you. This may have already happened, like last week, but it does not much help to say you didn't mean to, right? Yeah. You're not really feeling fully in control of yourself, and you may be guided by your moods. Be careful about that, Cancer. But these constellations are subsiding, so they will allow you to regain your center and restore order, okay? Although the Sun and Mercury are in Libra, the sign's peace-promoting qualities will unfold fully only at the Libra new moon. Until then, you are in training, Cancer, and must ensure that nothing slips out of control. Perhaps you meant well, but ignored the boundaries of those around you. So be aware, Cancer, you have to protect the boundaries of others and respect the boundaries of others, all right? That is your message this week. Finally, let's go to Leo. We're moving into the middle of the year with the zodiac signs. Leo, what happened? Last week, the constellations pointed to an event that felt like a loss of control or a takeover of power. Once someone seizes control, everyone else can only adapt. This week, the tension between Mercury and Jupiter urges you to analyze events and look for their meaning. You may discover something positive or useful in the story. On Wednesday evening, the moon meets Pluto in Aquarius, which could spark a sudden insight, perhaps when someone explains their point of view. What sounds strange and unfamiliar at first will become plausible over time. Over the weekend, the moon enters Pisces, emphasizing the water element and making things prone to overflow. Okay, besides emotions, this could involve actual water, and in your case, likely concerns family or domestic matters. Someone who has been overlooked now wants to be noticed. That is the message for Leo. All right, let's go to Virgo. We did have a Virgo in here, all right, Savage. This is the week ahead for Virgos. Venus is at the descending lunar node in Virgo, directing your attention to something you already know well: self-protection, health, and what you can do for it, along with a love of clarity, purity, and order. These needs arise spontaneously and are probably the best thing that could happen to you. The Mars-Pluto combination has already shown a tendency towards destructiveness, and the Libra sun was too weak under Neptune's influence to counter it. So, Mercury and Jupiter are under tension and signal an attempt to bring out what is useful or meaningful. Venus can also contribute to this, and you probably feel personally addressed because you are someone who can accept things as they are and make the best of them. After all, it could have been worse, right? That's the Virgo wisdom. Could have been worse. And Jupiter in Cancer focuses on solidarity. So when you see people helping one another, you feel confirmed in your attitude because it makes perfect sense for the stronger to stand up for the weaker. That is the message for Virgos. Libra, let's look at you guys this week. Libra, you had a tough week behind you, and you can finally breathe a sigh of relief. Still, take time to analyze what happened so you are better prepared for similar situations in the future. Perhaps you were too accommodating and did not see the trouble coming, or maybe you did something that hurt others, whether by accident or design. With Neptune opposing Libra's sun, either scenario is possible. If your actions, Libra, were intentional, admitting it to yourself may be difficult. Thanks to the Mercury-Jupiter connection, you can now clarify a few things, but you might also be tempted to cast them in a better light than they deserve. as opportunism is strong right now. If you were the one who suffered, Mercury and Jupiter can also bring comfort. You may realize that in spite of everything, you were lucky in your misfortune and that events have ultimately turned out rather well. That is the message for Libras. We're going to Scorpio. Do we have any Scorpios in the house? Scorpio, when your energy levels drop, you become angry, and that reaction is unhelpful and destructive. If you now need to limit the damage, Mercury and Jupiter are well placed to help. Celebrate your successes if you wish, provided they do not come at someone else's expense. Examine this point carefully, even if it feels uncomfortable or you fear you may dislike what you find. With Mars in Scorpio, it is vital for you to feel and express your own strength and power. If you're compensating for a weakness, that is no one else's business, but it would still be helpful for you to recognize it. Acting consciously is better than acting on instinct. That is the message for Scorpios everywhere. All right, we got 4 more signs left. Let's go into Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this week, you quickly recovered from a disruption, but you're probably a little more distrustful than before. The tension between Mercury and Jupiter may tempt you to paint things more positively than they really are or were. It might be strategically wise not to alarm people while you yourself remain cautious and far-sighted. Are you responsible for others? Jupiter, ruler of Sagittarius, is in Cancer and now appears as a kind of shepherd. He ensures that everyone is doing well and the flock stays together. So that is the message for Sagittarius. You may feel bound and at times controlled by others. Social interaction demands consideration, and on some issues, you must familiarize yourself with tedious details more than you would like. Okay. Let's go to Capricorn, and then we have Aquarius and Pisces. So if you are Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, stay tuned. Capricorn, today the moon shifts from Sagittarius into Capricorn, and by Wednesday it opposes Jupiter. Once again, you may think of someone who offers advice and support simply because they care. Can you accept their help? How do you feel when you do? Do you feel needy or small? If that happens, you might respond with a touch of rebellion to prove you can stand on your own. Be careful that this reaction does not seem exaggerated and defeat your purpose. To find a healthy middle ground, look to Venus in Virgo. Somewhat adrift in the zodiac, it steps in whenever you lose your balance. When you adjust your behavior, try not to do it abruptly, or you may come across as erratic. This week, the elements of air and water are especially prominent. Emotions are stirred by air this week, while thoughts are influenced by water. So clear thinking might be difficult. That is a message for Capricorn, but I think that's going to be a message for everyone this week. Okay. Let's go to Aquarius. Aquarius, this is your energy for the week. The week may start with some health concerns that remind you how important it is for your body to function well. On Wednesday, as the moon enters Aquarius and stimulates the mental planets, fresh ideas will flow. You may find it difficult to relax because you are fascinated by your own thoughts. You probably work within a team and will experience positive resonance, allowing something new to be created together. If you do not have colleagues, consider who might be interested in your project. That is the message for Aquarians. And finally, Pisces. Pisces, this week, Saturn has returned to the sign of Pisces, so there is clearly still something to be gained there. Neptune also moves back into Pisces for a few weeks starting on October 22nd, so this will relate to your life plans and goals. Throughout this period, Saturn and Neptune will be so close that they continually influence one another. Saturn concerns itself with structures and norms, whereas Neptune questions, undermines, or even renders them superfluous. When everything external is taken from us, we need something immaterial to hold on to. This can only be something intellectual or spiritual, such as an idea, a vision, a belief, and of course, charity or love in general. What gives you stability in life? If you are artistically active, this theme also touches your self definition. When can you call yourself an artist? When has an artist made a name for themselves? How important is that for you and your livelihood? It shouldn't be important, and yet it will ultimately become important when people recognize how valuable your works are. That is the message for Pisces. All right, that's the horoscopes for the week. Thank you guys so much for being here and for listening in. This is Uma's Lotus Lounge. It's a featured stream here on the Meet Me app, live on YouTube, and recorded on the Lotus Lounge podcast. All right, I see Dannea is in the building. Before we turn it over to Dannea, I have some positive news for you that I want to share with you guys. That's part of the new part of the show today, is that we're going to be bringing in positive news to start your week in positive vibes. So I got some things here for you, and then we're going to roll into Dannea's segment, and then we're going to give you guys the readings for each of the zodiac signs. All right. So did you know, and I'm doing the positive news because I feel like with everything going on in the world today, it's just so much negative news. And I just want to counteract that. All right, guys. So this is my ability to counteract that. So did you know in the misty mountain villages of Peru, an ancient idea is being revived with a modern purpose? Fog trap fences made from cactus webbing. These ingenious structures designed to capture water directly from the air are transforming life in regions where rainfall is rare. By stretching the fibrous mesh of native cactus plants across tall wooden frames, villagers are creating natural nets that intercept rolling fog as it drifts through high-altitude valleys. Each droplet that clings to the fibers slowly merges, drips downward, and is funneled into collection throws where it becomes a precious source of clean water. On average, a single fence can harvest up to 200 liters of water a day. That is enough to sustain families, irrigate crops, and provide reliable access to drinking water in remote areas long forgotten by modern sciences. So this is what they look like. Okay. And I think that's just so cool. That's how they're collecting water. Isn't that amazing when we put our minds together with nature and how we create these things together? That's pretty cool. All right, here's something else that you guys might find interesting. Did you know in Brazil, oh, you want to see it again? Sure. It's like a net, but they made it from the cacti, cacti. And you see the waters fueling down there into the barrel. And that's from the fog in the, just the air. And did you know that in Brazil, they have bee hotels? So Brazil's highways now feature bee hotels, small wooden shelters built into medians that give pollinators a safe place to pause during strong crosswinds. These tiny refugees help protect vital insects while turning roadsides into unexpected sanctuaries for nature. That's the bee hotels for the bees. Isn't that amazing? The things we come up with when we put our minds to good use, right? So those are two happy, positive news. And I just have something really cute to show you. Did you know that under a microscope, grass cells look like smiling faces when it rains? Nature hides little joys in the smallest places. I have to show you. This is what a grass cell looks like under a microscope. I swear. How cute is that? Right? Little happy cells in the grass. And it just reminds me that, like, it's so important what we feed our bodies, what we not just feed our bodies with food and nourishment, but also how we feed our bodies with the people we surround ourselves with. Are they positive people? Are they negative? The things we listen to, the music we listen to, right? The things we watch on TV, are they positive or are they negative? Everything we filter in affects ourselves. So just think about that, for the future. All right, I am happy to introduce to you my friend, fellow spiritual wellness colleague, Dannea. And we're going to test it out to see if you guys can hear her because she's actually live on YouTube with me right now. So please welcome in Dannea. Hi, Dannea.
Hello, hello. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Now, can you guys hear Dannea over here on the Meet Me app? Can you guys hear
Can
her?
you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly. Yes, they can hear you. All right, Dannea, take it away.
All right. So first off, I will be reading Be Happy, 170 Ways to Transform Your Day by Patrick Lindsay. So today I turn to page 14 and we have Be Patient. That's a good one. With experience, we realize the importance of patience. Too many decisions are reflex actions. Take time to ponder, put things in perspective, allow situations to develop, sense the pattern of things, wait until the moment is right, then be decisive. It did not say procrastinate.
Right.
It gave you a task of things to do in the meantime so that you are not stagnant, okay? Can you remain unmoving until the right action arises by itself? That is a good question. I love Be Patient because patience is a virtue, they say, right?
Right.
Being patient allows you to take a moment and to see things from a different perspective. Do not stay there, all right? We don't want any stalemates. We don't want stagnation. We don't want procrastination. We just want to take a moment to process the information and then act on it, okay? So please, this week, try your best to be patient, see things from a different moment, take a deep breath, do some self-care, and then make the actions that you need to take. Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. And do we have a crystal and an oil of the week, or we're not doing that this week?
I have both.
Okay, good.
So I'm going to start with our crystal of the week. I had to go with my dear friend Howlite. Okay.
Howlite.
Howlite is known as the calming stone. It is also known as white buffalo, white turquoise, and other names. It is known as the calming stone because it helps with relieving stress and tension. It provides a sense of peace and tranquility. As for me, going through grief, this was one of the first crystals that I received as a gift. And then I purchased these, from the mines. Oh. And it has helped me when I wear it to calm myself, all right? It is known to temper emotions and to promote mindfulness. And it has a very soft and soothing energy. Okay, you see the white with the black going through. It looks great over the camera, but this is one of my favorite stones, the stone of mindfulness and balance. So Howlite, all right, white with gray and black in it. It is beneficial. It is helpful. Get you a piece to have, to carry, or to wear. This one is getting popular with bracelets, necklaces, and earrings. So definitely check it out and see if you resonate.
Howlite, guys. Howlite. Check it out. Howlite. Howlite.
And so, as you guys know, I am a doTERRA wellness advocate. And doTERRA essential oils have helped me not with just coping, but with everyday life, replacing toxic products in my home and allowing me to diffuse it and to bring this calming joy to myself and anyone who else smells the beautiful aromas. So today I'm going to go with a freebie I got a few months ago. It is our doTERRA Super Mint. Okay?
Super mint. Sounds yum.
It is a mixture of different oils. It opens the airways because this one is a super mint. It has wintergreen. It has spearmint. It has peppermint. It has all of these amazing aromas piled into one to help open the airways, especially as we transition from beautiful summer.
I know we don't like saying goodbye to summer. Who does, right?
Super Mint is going to help you with your nausea. If you deal with travel and motion sickness, this is the oil for you. It enhances stamina and endurance. It is cooling when overheated. It assists with head tension if you have a headache. It provides with mental clarity and focus. It is called the oil of wakefulness. Okay. It helps with restlessness, irritation, anxiousness. It allows you to be present, positive, soothed, uplifted, and energized, allowing you to be in the moment. It is also great for you to apply Super Mint topically, diluted with a carrier oil, to provide a cooling sensation to ease muscle tensions after a workout or after working an expo. I definitely used that with my massage gun for my legs and feet yesterday evening.
That was so wild. Dannea and I did the annual Falls Natural Living Expo at in McLean, Virginia, and we were on our feet from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. doing mini spiritual healing sessions, spiritual assessments. So yes, I literally didn't get up out of bed today until like noon. I was kind of stuck in bed. All right. Thank you, Dannea, so much. Okay, what we're going to do now, guys, is we're going to go into the messages for each of the zodiac signs for this week. So if you are here, welcome in. Now remember, Meet Me, you guys get a special bonus. If you send a 1K gift, you will get at the end of these messages for all the zodiac signs, you will get your own personal spirit guided message for the week. You know, what to pay attention to, what to look for, or what to just be present for. So if you guys want that, just go ahead, drop any gift. And once I look at the gifters list and see 1K, I will give you guys a reading afterwards. So I'm going to start it off with the earth signs. So if you are Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, all right, we are doing your message for the week. Capricorns, we have the sacrifice card, the the root chakra card, and choose wisely. So this week, Capricorn, you are focusing on building a strong foundation, and you're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're going to have to make some choices. So I'm a Capricorn, and I'm going to give you an example of like this energy today. I started a new diet routine, right? Because I'm trying to get myself healthier so my body, my mind, my spirit feels great. And I designated Mondays as meatless Mondays, no meat on Mondays, vegetarian. And I came home after doing my grocery shopping, and my partner was making hot dogs. And I really wanted hot dogs, right? But that would not work because it is meatless Mondays. So that's an example on a small scale of a sacrifice, choices to make to establish my healthy foundation. So Capricorns, this week I'm asking you, what are you trying to build? What is the foundation you're trying to set up for yourself? Whether it is financial, whether it is emotional or health and wellness or love, whatever foundation you're trying to make this week, Capricorn, it's so important that you know, make the right choices. And then also, you're going to have to sacrifice a little. But you know what, Capricorn? You're an earth sign. So if anybody could do it, you can, because the earth signs are very strong with their discipline and their organization and just their thought processes. So good luck to all the Capricorns. Okay, let's go to Taurus. Do we have any Tauruses here? Taurus, you have disruption this week. Hi guys, welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hi OG Vibes. Thank you so much. OG Vibes will be getting a reading from me right after we're done all the signs. Thank you. Taurus, you have disruption, the waiting game, and foundations and achievements, right? So Taurus, this is a good sign. And I know everybody kind of gets nervous when they see that disruption card or that tower card, but I think it's a good sign because I feel like something either recently happened that was a disruption to you, or it's going to happen this week. But the good news is that your spirit guides are showing you that it is leading you to a place of stability, right? Happiness after some patience, after some time. So this is what I'm going to tell you, Taurus. Whatever was taken from you, whatever was broken down, whatever no longer exists, right? Thank God, thank the universe, right? Whoever you believe in, thank them for it because it was not right for you, or it was a shaky foundation for you. And now you get to rebuild and rebuild stronger. So whatever that disruption was, don't worry too much about it. Stay patient, stay humble, stay grateful in that waiting phase, because you have dreams coming true at the end of it, right? Foundations and achievements is like my happy marriage card, you know, life well lived, everything's going well. So you have really good news that is coming your way. Deal with it like the trooper that we know you are, okay? That is the message for Taurus. Okay, let's go to Virgos. Virgo, you got the transformation card, the mental conflict card, and the beautiful light card, right? Light. So this tells me that Virgos recently went through a transformation. Either they went through this transformation recently, the past few weeks, or they're going through the transformation this week. And the transformation is causing you some sort of conflict mentally. But the thing is you have to remind yourself, when you bump up a level, when you start to elevate spiritually, right? The way you think here cannot be the way you think up here. So what you're being faced with, Virgo, is changing your thought process this week. And that's a little hard for Virgos because, you know, they're very analytical, they're very strong-minded, sometimes I would say stubborn, right? All earth signs are like stubborn, but you know, they know what they know. But if you can allow yourself some grace, Virgos, to just make those changes, right? I think that this light card is going to be very happy and well received for you because this is so positive and happy, and it's like you're shining and everything is great and life is great. So be willing to challenge some of your thought processes this week, Virgo. You are on another level spiritually, and your spirit guides want you to also mentally be there. That is the message for Virgos. And that's the earth signs. I'm going to give it over to Dannea, and she is going to do
Water.
Okay.
All right. Hi guys, I'm going to kick it off with Pisces first. The first card I received for you guys for this week is music. All right. Vibing out, having a good time. If you play a musical instrument, get it out. You are being called to not just perform, but be a part of this music experience. If you don't play an instrument, put your favorite jams on, but something that uplifts you, something that makes you feel good, and something that makes you want to dance, okay? The next card I have for you, Pisces, is connect with your ancestors. So, you know, we have our family members that have transitioned on to the other side, And now it is time for you to recognize them. Maybe it's their birthday. Maybe they have a message for you. It is time for you to connect, go within, meditate, and see what messages that they have for you. Be open. Be aware, and be aware of your surroundings as well for the signs. And then the last card we have for you, Pisces, is pleasure. Okay? What makes you feel good? We are getting creative. This has to do with your sacral chakra. Look at this beautiful flower behind me, okay? What are you passionate about? It may be the touch, it may be sensuality, it may be deeper, it may be creativity. Something is brewing in you. Pisces, let it out. We are moving right along into our Cancers. The first card I have for you, Cancer, is sync with the moon. So we all know there are different moon cycles, and with the moon, there are different things that we are keeping, we are manifesting, and that we are letting go. Find out which part of the cycle you are in, connect with the moon, and do what that energy is calling you to do. All right. The next card I have for you, Cancer, is intuition. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and ignite that third eye, okay? We are working with that intuition energy, all right? If you are a woman, you know you have woman's intuition. If you're a man, you know you have those gut instincts. Trust them, all right? They are going to be talking to you this week. Know how to use it. And soak in a bath. Oh, I don't like baths. I don't take baths. Okay, take a nice long shower. All right, infuse it with some beautiful candles. Have your bath bombs or shower bombs, but it's really calling for you to soak. Do a soak if you can and release all that tension. Maybe do a detox bath, but something is calling you to go, go, go in the water. All right, moving right to our Scorpios. The first card I have for you guys is spend time with animals. Being in nature. I know for me it's a little hard because I love summer so much. But right now, the sunsets are so beautiful. Mm-hmm. Get out in nature, spend time with animals. If you have animal, go take them for a nice long walk. If you don't, go bird watch. Do something, spend some time with animals that can't talk back, all right? The next card I have for you, Scorpio, flow like water. Whenever I see that card, it always says, let go and let God, all right? Sometimes we want to control or we want to hold on to things, but guess what? This is one of those situations where you say, you know what? I just need to be. What is it? Be happy. Today's message was be patient, flow like water, okay? No expectations. And the last card I have for our Scorpios is use your hand. Creativity is calling. What do you like to do? Get out in nature, get in the house, make a meal, do something that involves using your hands and concentration so that the end result can be something beautiful and something magnificent, okay? That is it for our water signs for this week. I hope you resonate and let me know.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dannea. All right, I'm going to kick it off with the air signs now. So if you are Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, this is your messages for the week. Now, Aquarius, brace yourself. You got some stuff coming in this week. We have the Suffering in Silence card, Spiritual Union, and moving on. So I feel like when I was talking about that weekly astrology for the week, and it seems to be somewhat of an emotional week. We have so many different transits that are showing us that tensions can be high this week. And I feel like Aquarians, you're going to feel the brunt of that. So for some of you, you may be experiencing a breakup this week, or you might be having a fallout with other people that are close to you. It doesn't always have to be love, right? It can be love, it can be friendships, it can be at work. So Aquarians, just now that you know that this is going to be a very trying week for you mentally, emotionally, you may want to schedule some alone time, kind of like what Dannea was saying, for the water signs, to just go outside, be in nature, tune out. If you're on social media and you're fighting with people on social media, remind yourself, like, none of this matters, right? Most of us are never going to meet each other in real life. So why take anything personally, what people say, a stranger on the internet? So it's a good time for you, Aquarians, to just kind of take a breather this week and possibly some solitude. All right. Okay. So now we're going to go to Geminis. Gemini, you start off with emotional loss. So it seems like it's hitting the air signs really hard. Heart chakra, right? And intuition. Intuition. So I feel for Geminis that you have an opportunity to grow in your heart chakra this week. And your heart chakra is chakras are the energy centers on our body, right? So the heart chakra has to do with our love of ourself and others and our relationships in our life, whether it's our love relationship or our work relationships or social relationships. And we know Geminis, right? Geminis love to be around people. They love to communicate. They love, being in a social setting. So I feel like your feelings might get hurt this week, Gemini, right? Because remember, I told you there's a lot of tension in the air. There's a lot of things going on. So you may get your feelings hurt this week, but always use your really, really incredible intuitive gifts, your intuitive abilities, and look at this from a higher perspective. Remember, guys, only hurt people, right? So if there's people attacking you, trolling you, making fun of you, or whatever else the case may be, there's not a problem with you. That's a problem with them. So, Geminis, remind yourself that whatever is coming your way, if it's not coming with love and light, let it wash off your back. Like, let it wash off you like a duck in water, right? And just focus on the people that make you feel good. That is my message for Geminis this week. Now let's go to Libras. Libras, you also started with conflict and defeat. This is your mindset. And then we have sacral chakra. And then we have rejoice in celebration. Well done, Libras. You guys are, this is their birthday month. So they are not taking, look at Cardi B. Cardi B, this reading is going to be correctly summed up by Cardi B, right? Cardi B was married to Offset for so long. He was cheating on her for a very long time. She finally had enough. She left. And in true Cardi B Libra fashion, she didn't just leave. She got a new boo, new baby, and her new album hit like platinum level from what I believe, right? Platinum level. So yeah, she is on top yet again. And that's the message for Libras this week, is that something has had you down and out in your mindset, whether it's other people or just yourself. But the sacral chakra tells me that you're going to dig deep and find your power. And when you find your power, you're going to come out swinging and you're going to win, because the rejoice and celebration card is good news, celebrations, and being recognized and praised by the community. So go ahead, Libras, you are going to maybe start off the week feeling a little sad or down or glum, but then you're going to find your energy within yourself and pick yourself right back up. So congrats to you guys. You're doing the thing. And it's your birthday month too, on top of that. All right, we're going to have Dannea give us the last group to go. It's the fire signs. So if you are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you want to listen to her.
All right. I'm going to kick it off with our Aries. So Aries, the first card I have for you is write a gratitude list. What a beautiful thing. Write down some of the things that you want to create, but also when you're thinking of things that you're thankful for, it's things that you already have. All right. It's the small things. Okay. It's the big things that you are so grateful for. Write a gratitude list. You should actually do this every day if you can. That just shows God, the universe, law of attraction that, hey, I acknowledge the good that's happening in my life. I appreciate the good that's happening in my life. And I'm showing you that I'm available and ready for more. The next card I have for you is create art. Sometimes we are so busy doing things, going to work, handling business, taking care of the kids. When was the last time you got to create art? When was the last time you got to draw in an adult coloring book or you got to paint a picture or put together a puzzle. These things are so beneficial for you because it allows you to calm the mind, be still, and to concentrate. Concentrated focus is what I call it. Get you some art, create some art this week, okay? And the last card I have for our Aries is sound healing. I call it sound therapy. All right. Sound therapy is one of my favorite things. As you know, Uma and I do them at the Wellness Center. So sound healing is definitely something you want to be a part of. Check meetup.com and see what's going on with the Lotus and the Light. Okay. Moving right along to our beautiful, beautiful Leos. All right. The first card I got for you, Leo, make a vision board. What? In the middle of September? It doesn't necessarily have to be a board. It could be on your phone. It could be in your journal. It could be on your laptop. You know, we are such in a new age of technology. It is so nice. But there is something special about looking through magazines, getting really in tuned, and putting them and placing them on the wall or on a board. All right. However you want to do it, you just got to do it. All right. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. With that being said, plan a vacation is the next message. So you need to put that on the vision board. There's some places that you've never seen that you want to explore and that you want to try and be a part of. Plan that vacation. You deserve it. All work and no play, burnout. Plan that vacation. And for now, you can plan the vacation. You may not be able to take the vacation, but you can watch a movie. All right, please. There's so many good movies out in the movie theater right now, but there are so many movies online that you can see. Netflix just came out with a new one, Ruth and Boaz. All right. That one was good. That was a good movie. I'm just giving y'all some ideas. Saggies, we got some work to do this week. The first message for us is clean your space. Yeah, we do the spring cleaning like no other. And then when it comes time to switch out the hot with the cold, it's like, oh, I'm not ready. Well, it's not just that. Clean up your space, clean up your desk area. I'm not going to show you guys mine, but I want you to know that it is on my to-do list and it will get done this week. So clean your space. All right. Next one is energy work. I got to do some beautiful energy work this weekend. And now when I come home this week, I'm going to get some Reiki for myself and I'm going to try something new. Shout out to Randy. All right. Energy work is the message. And if you don't know how to do it, guess what? You know Uma, you know Dannea. Give us a call. The last card I have for us, Saggies, is read. I instantly saw me studying and I'm like, who is that? Why are you doing it?
You need to come over. Because I have to study too, and I'm like just not finding the time. But if Danae's here, I will find the time.
Right. This is an extra reminder that reading is essential. It disconnects you from the everyday social media, the everyday laptops and phones, and it gets you a hardback. All right. Get you an old-fashioned hardback book and read. That is the message for you guys, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Love you.
I love that. All right. As we end the show, those of you that sent gifts for your personal readings, don't go anywhere. But before we end the show here on YouTube and for our podcast, let's tell them what's going on this week. I will say that it is October 1st this week on Wednesday. So I am providing October monthly readings. That is something that you can hit me up for. You can check my website for it, or you can just DM me to make an appointment. It's like a 10 to 15 minute call. And I just tell you things like, what's the theme of the month? What's your challenges? What to pay attention to, what to focus on, and what Spirit's advice for you, right? So that's happening for me on Wednesday. And then also on Wednesday, I have my monthly soul alignment coaching call. I have a thing called the Lotus Circle, which is a private subscriber group. And I just work with these people in increasing, their health, their mental, spiritual, physical, and emotional health. So the theme for October, clearly because of Halloween, is the sacred death, releasing to rise. What in your life is ready to die? Is something greater to be born? As the wheel of the year turns towards Samhain, we enter the season of endings, transitions, and sacred surrender. The veil is thin, and so are our defenses. This is the time to shed what no longer serves, honor our spiritual grief, and prepare the soil for new growth. So, in this soul alignment coaching call, we're going to explore spiritual death as part of soul power. I'm going to give a channel teaching on the soul's seasonal death and rebirth cycles. We're going to do a ritual release to bury what's holding us back. Of course, I'm going to do journaling prompts to clarify what you're leaving behind, and group coaching and support as we honor our next steps to our next evolution. If anybody's interested in that and interested in joining my private subscriber group, the Lotus Circle, just reach out to me and I'm happy to help you with that. Also on Sunday, we have the new moon coming in. Is it the new moon? The full moon.
Sunday.
Yeah, the full moon, right. And we have a full moon past life regression at my center, the Lotus and the Light Metaphysical Center. So in a group past life regression, I do a very light hypnotic trance guided meditation, and then people are able to access past life memories and bring back some, some stories to either help them with their healing or to provide clarity. So that's an in-person event, whereas the soul alignment coaching call is online. That's in person at Lotus on Sunday. Dannea, do you have anything going on this week? Or are you just kind of taking a breather from after the weekend of Pathways?
Yes, I'm taking a breather this week. But if you do happen to reach out on IG Queen DJ 444 and you mention Pathways or podcast, I will hook you up with something, okay?
There you go. Pathways or podcast, she will hook you up with something. All right, Dannea, thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you, love, and I will see you guys next week with Dannea for Uma's Lotus Lounge. But also, just to give you guys a sneak peek into the future, I do have a podcast that's available on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Spotify. It's called the Lotus Lounge Podcast. And yay, we just hit 2,500 downloads. Now, that's not a lot for 4 years, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have not really been promoting my podcast like I normally do. So yes, I have a podcast and I'm starting back on Wednesdays. It's called Wellness Wednesdays Chats. And I'm going to invite a lot of my friends that are spiritual healers, life coaches, massage therapists, chiropractors, all the healthy people in the world. I'm going to be inviting them in and just chatting with them for 20 to 30 minutes about what their knowledge they can share with you. So Dannea is going to be my second guest because it's starting this Wednesday, but I have a guest already and Dannea is going to be on it for next week. Do you want to give us a sneak peek into what topic you're talking about, or you haven't figured it out yet?
It's going to be about self-care.
Self-care. Yes, we love a good self-care talk, right? So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's going to come with a journaling prompt and a meditation because that I know how Dannea does. So thank you so much, Dannea. And to everybody who is watching or listening, we really appreciate your support. Thank you to all of you who are supporting us, supporting the channel. Please don't forget to like, share, leave a comment so we can interact with you. Bye for now, guys.